so thanks for joining me today, you guys. I wanted to start off the treatment with just giving you guys a really thorough overview of what we're going to be doing in the therapeutic process, both with you guys together as a couple and also with the child. So just to give you sort of an overview of what we'll be doing, we're going to start off with psychoeducation. So everyone's going to learn a little bit about what's happened to your child and kind of get a sense of how common it is and that kind of thing. Then we're going to go into some stress management tools, a lot of tool learning throughout this process, in fact, starting with stress management. We're going to be learning things like deep breathing, that kind of thing. Also going to go into affective expression and modulation, and that's going to be also an important tool for your child to learn, and you're going to learn a little bit about it as well. Also going to do some cognitive coping, and then from there going to move into constructing a trauma narrative with your child. She's going to be learning how to talk about the trauma that has taken place through that trauma narrative exercise. Then going to move on to cognitive processing and behavior management. Okay, so thanks for joining me today, and just wanted to kind of start off with clarifying the trauma that you experienced, because I know with trauma things can get very confusing, and just wanted to clarify that what you experienced was what we would call rape, and I'm sure you've heard of what rape is before, but sometimes people have trouble with even being clear about that, because a lot of the time we tend to, it's possible that sometimes we blame ourselves for the incident, and we may say things like, oh, I had maybe a little bit too much to drink, or I put myself in a bad situation. Are any feelings or thoughts like that coming up for you?
There's a lot of self-blame because I knew the individual who had raped me.
Okay, so to clarify, we call something like that date rape. So it's actually quite common that people are raped by someone that they're acquainted with or that they do know. And just again want to clarify that it still doesn't make it okay that it took place, that even though you may not have made the best decisions, or that, but how could you have known that this was going to happen? Still the other person is at fault for what they chose to do, right? So just want to be really clear about that even though, and were there other things about the situation that made you think you were at fault somehow?
There was alcohol involved, and I probably should have stayed closer to my friends. Should have made sure people knew where I was exactly. I shouldn't have been so naive.
Okay, right. And those are normal ways to feel in response to having something like that happen. But again, just want to reiterate that you are in no way at fault. I mean, again, you may not have made the best choices, but people tend to go out and drink sometimes with their friends, right? Not all those people who go out and do that expect that they're going to be raped, that kind of thing. And just to be clear, we define rape as a non-consensual form of sexual contact. So if it's some kind of contact that you didn't want, then it is rape, right? So that's just to kind of clarify about what makes this a traumatic kind of event and what makes it rape, right?